Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Just before I get started into the actual video, I just wanted to come on here quickly and just explain to you guys what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks. So basically, I'm going to be creating a super easy kind of series on my channel where I'm going to be uploading a makeup tutorial every week running up to Christmas. So there is going to be one new makeup look every single week, and they're all going to be kind of obviously inspired by Christmas, so very festive, very glam and party appropriate. So if you're needing some inspiration for any Christmas parties coming up, then definitely you're gonna like this series. So as I said, I'm gonna call it the kind of super easy series. So this is just gonna be makeup looks that I've created which I think are quite easy to recreate. So I'm not gonna be doing any sort of mad, really detailed, hard eye looks to create and all stuff like that, because I realise that most of the people that watch my videos aren't makeup artists. And yeah, so I just wanted to make these looks as simple and easy as possible for you to create, but obviously make sure that they're still really glam and they stand out and they look amazing. So the makeup that I'm wearing today is actually the look that I'm going to be showing you how to do in just a second. So this is the second video in my super easy series. If you did miss the first one, I'll link it down in the description box below. That was more of a sort of warm, reddy, goldy tone with a little bit of glitter. This look was actually really easy to create, even though it's definitely impactful and very, very glam. If you wanted to know how I recreated this look, then just keep watching. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using this Lottie London by Tweely palette. This is her Living My Best Life palette that she collaborated with them and brought out recently. And I'm going to be starting off with the shade Chickatarian. This is like a warm kind of brown orangey shade, and I'm going to be packing that into my crease with this Zoeva 231 pencil brush. This brush is really good for packing on colour, so as you can see I'm popping that straight in my crease and taking that onto the inner and outer corner of my eye. So I did build this up quite a lot, so I put on about 3 layers, and then once I got it to the intensity that I liked, I just used a clean Zoeva brush. This is a 231 to just blend that out. And then I actually added onto this brush the shade Porky, which is this light kind of brown colour, and I just popped a tiny bit of that on the end of the brush and gently blended that through so that it was a little bit easier for me to blend it seamlessly, so we've got no harsh lines. And then I did go back in with the first shade Chickatarian again on that same pencil brush and just built it up even more, and then blended it back through again with the same shade Porky. So this look was actually really simple to create, but it did take a lot of blending, so basically just going backwards and forwards with colour, packing it on and then blending it back through and then packing it on again. So as you can see me doing here, I'm just going back in again with that Chickatarian, and then I'm just blending it through again with Porky, just so that we have a nice even colour on the eyes. So now I'm just going in with the shade Red Violet, which is this deep maroon red colour on this Morphe M431 pencil brush. This is even more of a precise blending brush than what we used earlier, and what I'm doing, as you can see, is just basically drawing that in the crease of my eye, so keeping that quite precisely in my crease. I will say this brush was so scratchy on my eye and it actually kind of hurt my eyelid after doing this. Now I'm going back in with the shade Porky again and using that same fluffy brush that we used earlier and just fluffing it back through the crease and just making sure it's all blended. So I'm just spraying this MAC flat 242 brush with some Fix Plus and taking the bright electric shimmery blue at the top on this. I'm just going to be basically packing that on my lid. So this did actually take quite a while to build up, just because I feel like it would have applied so much better if I had just gone straight in with my finger with this shade, which I do actually do in a second. But I'm just basically packing that on my lid and then going through with that first pencil brush that we used and just kind of making sure that that's blended out. And now I'm going in with my finger and just packing on a little bit more of that colour, so it's a little bit more intense, and this way the colour came out so much nicer and it definitely looked more blue and shimmery on my eye as well. So now I'm just taking Red Velvet again, which was the red that we used earlier, and I'm going to be taking that on this flat Zoeva 234 brush, and as you can see I'm just pressing this on the outer corner of my eye. I do actually go in and deepen this out in a second anyway, but as you can see I'm just sort of placing this down on the outer corner and then going through and blending again with the same fluffy brush that we used earlier from Zoeva. So again, this is all about the blending and the packing on colour, so I'm just packing on a little bit more colour, and then I'm actually blending this out now with the Blank Canvas E10 brush, which is a little bit more of a precise blending brush. So now I'm actually going in with the black shade from the palette, which is No Tea No Shade, and I'm just going to be pressing that onto the outer corner again with the same flat brush that we used for the red. I'm just going to be basically placing this over the top of that. So I'm going to be pressing this down and then making sure the edges are blended with that blank canvas brush. This brush is really good for precise blending. It just makes sure that you don't get the blend sort of everywhere and make it look muddy. I absolutely love this brush. So now I'm just going back in, as you can see, and packing more colour on. And now here I'm just going in with a little bit more blue and kind of blending with my finger the blue and the black together. Now time to move on to my face. I'm just going in with my Hydro Essential by Clarins moisturiser. This is the lotion version with SPF 15, which I love for just daily moisturising. And now I'm just going in first with my Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. This is a highlighter and I'm actually going to be putting this on first because I quite like putting cream highlighter underneath my foundation. I think it gives it a really nice glowy look without being too much. So I'm just blending this in with my beauty blender, and now I'm just going to go in with my foundation. So this is the Rimmel Infallible foundation, which has this cool sort of doe foot applicator, which I love. This foundation is, I would say, a medium to full coverage. You can put a little bit more on, but it is mostly just a medium coverage foundation with kind of like a natural glowy sort of dewy finish. I actually really like this foundation. It's one of my favourite drugstore foundations next to the Maybelline one. So I'm just blending that into the skin with this beauty blender and just making sure it's all blended. I did end up going in with a second layer as well, and now I'm just going in with my Lancome concealer. This one is a very thick concealer, and I also have it in this very pale shade, so this goes under my eyes just to sort of highlight under there. So I'm going to be popping quite a generous layer on and then just blending that out with my beauty blender. This concealer is definitely one of my favourites if I want something more full coverage and brightening for under my eyes. It definitely gives me that sort of highlighted effect. Now I'm going to be going in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder just to set that. Just going to be taking that on a Real Techniques brush just to sort of press that under my eyes so that it doesn't crease and budge throughout the day. I'm just going to be setting my smile lines as well. Now I'm just going to quickly go in and do my under eyes. So I'm going to be using Chicotarian, which was the first shade that we used on this, the Zoeva 253. This is kind of like an angled fluffy brush and it's perfect for under the eyes. So I'm going to be taking this shade quite low under my eyes just so that when we put the other colour on it all blends out quite nicely. And now I'm going to be taking, this is a Morphe Clean M505 brush, and now I'm going to be taking that top red shimmery colour. So this is basically exactly the same as the red velvet colour, but it's just a shimmer as opposed to a matte. I'm just going to be drawing this under my eyes with this detailer brush. I wanted to do a red as opposed to a blue under the eyes just to change it up a little bit, and now I'm going in with this top gold shade. I'm actually going to be putting that in my inner corners of my eyes. I did realise that this shade was a little bit too dark for that in a second, so I did go in with the lighter gold shade next door just to sort of brighten it up a little bit. So now I'm going in with a bit of contour. This is the Kevyn Aucoin contour powder in the shade Light, and I'm going to be taking this angled Zoeva brush and just basically popping that in the hollows of my cheeks and blending it out. I absolutely love this contour shade. It's like the perfect contour shade for me. I love it. I'm also going to be taking that a little bit down the sides of my nose as well. Not really too much contouring, just to give it a little bit of shade. So now I'm just doing the same to the other side of my face, obviously, because we don't want to be lopsided. And now I'm just going in with this Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette in the shade Unlock, and I'm just going to be taking the bronzer shade from this again on a Zoeva brush and just basically bronzing up my face with this. So using this on more the tops of my cheeks and on my forehead. I did also take a little bit down on my jawline and my neck as well, just to blend everything together and make sure my face doesn't look too dark. Now I'm going in with this blush shade from the same palette. This is kind of the darker blush in the palette. I'm just popping that onto my cheekbones just to give a little bit of colour, and now I'm going to add the highlighter from the palette as well on this Morphe brush. This highlighter is actually really pretty. It's quite a natural highlighter, but it's still very glowy. Now I'm just going in with my NYX Control Freak and just brushing my brows through. Now I'm going in with a bit of lower lash mascara and followed by lip liner. This is the Essence one, and I'm not sure of the shade, but I'm going to leave it in the description box below. I'm just basically overlining my lips with this a little bit, so obviously on the top and the bottom. This is a really nice nude kind of peachy shade, which goes perfectly with this sort of more intense eye makeup. And then I am going to be going in with lipstick, so the one I'm going to be using is the Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick in the shade 03. Again, this is a really nice kind of peachy pinky nude, and this one is more of a shine finish. I'm not going to be adding a gloss because this lipstick is already nice and creamy. And that is the finished look, guys, so I hope you enjoyed it. It is actually really easy to recreate. If you did enjoy the video, then please give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.